Some may say that this actually felt a little bit anticlimactic and a little bit too easy. But I will have to say that what makes that forgiving is that flashback, which together with beautiful music really creates the scenario of sadness in this scene. Hi, for those who are watching the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer, this is Fire Force episode 6. In this one, Shinra is confronting Captain Hibana about what is happening, but she uses her flame powers, which is a strong pheromone that attacks someone's senses so they will feel nausea and dizziness. But Shinra tries to stand with his determination alone and even activates his devil feet in the hope of of burning away the sensation. So Hibana shows her true step of her manipulating firepower by creating what looks like a sakura trees that creates petals that burns, that she tries to scatter around Shinra to burn him. Despite being almost passed out by the impact of everything and the the dizziness of the firepower that Hibana used. She proclaims that there is no God, and also that she was in a nun school, but she never took it too seriously, and everything is just a victim of it all. Shinra still pushes himself forward despite almost being completely broken out, and surprisingly gives Hibana a straight up punch. I'm saying surprisingly because this shows that Shinra will not hold back on any gender. Well, granted, he did not hold back on Maki, but that is another story. That was training. For Shinra, hitting someone like Hibana like that, it almost feels like, whoa. For some, I think this is where some were actually getting tired, because it was supposed to be a captain. She was supposed to be strong. But it's revealed that she became a captain through a different method, meaning she's not as combat trained as others. As Hibana gets punched, we see a flashback of her past, and that flashback is actually surprisingly emotional. I'm saying surprisingly because at first we thought that she was just a baroness with sex appeal, but no, she actually hides a deep amount of cynicism and pain in her body. She was a nun, a sister in training, together with a lot of girls who all were orphans. Iris was one of them. She had her firepower even at then, and she was also scientific. She could mix different material into the flames she created, therefore making them change color. All of the sisters in that place, the young sisters, admired her. They considered her to be their hero, and they wished all to be like her. And Iris were very shy at that scene. But the modern sisters said that she shouldn't play with the fire that she created because they were a gift from the sun god. But during this time, Hibane also felt like the flames were beautiful. But then that day happened. Every one of her sisters, excluding Iris, as well as the mother sister, were all burned alive by a powerful fire. And just seeing that is very despairing, especially as people are screaming. It's during this time that Sister Hibane died, and she just became the science captain Hibane. She became extremely cynical. She felt like everything she had known about the sun god, as well as about the flame power she had, was a lie. They were evil, so she decided that she needs to be evil too. So she used her knowledge, and when she grew up, she left the church, where she used what she could in order to, get into high positions of hajime and becoming a captain. She didn't care what kind of method she used. She had already lost everyone she cared about, so why should she care about something else? She was, as she felt it, beyond saving. As she awakes from the punch, Iris is holding her head on her lap, as Shinra is also shielding her from the flames with her, with fire costume. Iris reassures Hibane that no matter how much she has changed, she was always Hibane has always been the role model of the sisters. And Shinra also says that if you need someone to save your soul, I will be here. Just roll my name up high, and I'll be there. Hibane rebuffed that, but Shinra says that as a hero, he doesn't need a reason. He will do it. Everything else, and with that, Hibane admits defeat and says to Iris that she is actually impressed that she has become a little bit mature. So she also shows her Iris, showing the sister bond that is still there, which is very nice of it all. The episode ends though with Hibane wondering how they're gonna explain the mess that Lieutenant Hinowa did to everything else. And Iris suggests just a dinner. While it sounds like a very ridiculous idea, a ridiculous idea like this can actually work in situations like this. With that, the episode ends with Hibane saying that she is taking a liking to Shinra. Yeah, I think she has just fallen in love with him. Oh man, I'm jealous. A sexy girl like that and fell in love with Shinra. Oh yeah. So this is basically this episode. Yeah, I mean the fight scene may not exactly have been what people have said it were, but this does show that those that have second generation or third generation, their eyes really do glow when they're using the firepower, because Hibane's eyes glowed when she used her powers. Granted, I think she was a third generation because she could create the fire, not manipulate it. But there is some implications that their eyes are glowing when they're using the power. Hibane's past was actually sad. I actually felt very emotional seeing all the sisters there saying how much they admired Hibane, and then to see them just burn away. No wonder she became so cynical. And while this doesn't show as much as Iris's power, it does show that Iris has a very deep, kind heart. And no matter how much Hibane changed, she will always be the sister she had admired. I mean, Hibane would always have been the sister Iris had admired. It's basically this episode. I liked it, but what do you think?